Good morning. Boy, oh boy. Tucked into the islands. That was beautiful yesterday afternoon. The westerlies came in, and northerlies, which was okay. I knew they were coming, but I didn't know they were going to bring so much swell. I had the worst night, probably 1 or 2 hours sleep if I'm lucky. But anyway, it's pretty nice to wake up to this. Bye bye Hammocky Island. You were beautiful during the day and horrid at night. It's an awesome, it's a bay, so it'd be beautifully protected from a southerly, southeaster, southwester. But last night we got northerlies, the exact opposite direction. And then in the about midnight we had the westerlies, which were predicted, but the swell was coming from the north, winds coming from the west, and it meant the boat just did this all night. Anyway, things could be worse. Nah, it's pretty sweet. We're on our way now to Heron Island, so it'll be a rolly sail, but and we'll have to sail all day. Well, early afternoon anyway. Alrighty. Hey, here we go. We've got a catamaran motoring out, and quite often see them motoring rather than sailing, but we've got both the sails up, running square, a lot of flapping going on because the sea state is just chunky. It is, it's swell, winds coming from the west, swells coming from the north, and I'm going to the east. So it's just a sort of washing machine effect. But check out the colours on the sky. Right, that is dead set awesome. We use that word a lot for trivial things, but these are the sort of things where you are in awe of nature. Setting a cracking pace of about 3.5 to 4 knots. So at this pace I don't know if I'll get in by dark, and if that's the case, sooner or later I'll have to start the engine. The wind should turn around a bit, get a bit stronger later, but just this last night rolling around, and the boat was getting bashed around, no sleep. But the fella next to me in a boat similar to mine, Robert's 28, he got up at the first crack of light, as did I, and we both sort of got our boats together and got ourselves ready, and then headed off. It was still quite dark, so you guessed it, we passed each other like ships in the night. Anyway, having a chilled out time. There's one other yacht on the water out here. I don't think you can see him, but he's out there, and we are on a collision path, so I have to keep an eye out for him. It'll be a good hour or two before we get up close to each other, and we're coming up to a shipping channel in about 2 hours as well. Anyway, very relaxing. Had a feed of fried veggies, as I do every morning, and kicking back, ladybug, and yeah, I got a whole day of just enjoying the scenery, nature, and nice gentle winds to take me out there. I couldn't sail directly downwind this morning. I was just going too slow. I was doing about 2 knots, and so I had to point away from Heron Island towards like a bit further south. So best laid plans always have to get changed when you're boating, and that was because of the wind direction. Anyway, back into it, kicking back, and the weather's like it was icy a couple of days ago, but now it's just cool. It feels all right. Feels quite nice. It wasn't that bone chilling icy night that it was a few nights ago. Anyway, there's a bit of sun. Here comes Albie Albatross. He's done a few circles of the boat so far. There he is. Boy, Albie, he's got a mate up there too. I don't know if you can see it. 2 albatrosses. 3. Super cool. Okay, we're sailing along here, doing a lazy 4.5 knots. Starting to lose sight of land at Cape Capricorn, starting to get a bit faded. And in the middle of nowhere is a container ship. Admittedly, it is the shipping lanes, but I just thought of all the chance of all the open water, the chances of hitting one is a bit more than you think, because I'm surprised I got this close to it. Anyway, having a very lazy sail out there, and just plodding along, hoping that I make it into a safe anchorage before night. Anyway, back to slothing and kicking back and watching the flying fish fly past. They can go for like 200 meters. Incredible animals. Seen half a dozen of them. By the time we go get the camera, they're long gone. Anyway, life is pretty good. Check out how blue this water is. Crazy. I'll just show you the rudder so you can see how blue it is. We're in 30 meters of water, but out in the ocean, super blue. It's incredible. Oh, trying to do the dishes, and I got myself some fishing line. Wonder what's going on here, eh? Hey, dishes are done. You can't see it yet, but there's the first beacon marking the first reef is in eye shot. I'd say probably 5 or 6 kilometres away, maybe 5 kilometres away, and the wind is very slight. We've been flapping our way. I had to turn the motor on to get through the shipping channels quick smart. I don't know if you can see it, but we can just see the mountain tops on the mainland. The blue water is amazing. It's pretty leisurely downstairs. I'm cooking up some snags. Had a bit of a, not a kip, but a rest. And the flapping of the boom keeps me alert and awake. But it is a very relaxing sail over here, and I'm surprised that there's really no swell to speak of. And wind chop, very slight, but it's annoying, and the wind's just enough to fill the sails, sort of. Anyway, life's pretty relaxed here. You couldn't get a more calm crossing. I've been over here and some rough stuff before, some windy action in the motorboat, but in my brother's boat, Paul. But today it is very quiet, and it would have been a perfect trip for any sort of half cabin cruiser to come over today. But anyway, we're sort of putting along, doing 4 knots. Snags are burning, I better see them, tend to them. All right. A new trend here. So my boom in the light winds was just flapping backwards and forwards, making a bang, and I thought, oh, it's not really good. See that? Now that was just a flap and no great dramas. So I've put a an elastic bobble here, and it's just taken, like, acted like a spring in the main sheet, and it's taken the bang and the twang and that sort of feeling that your boat's getting banged around a bit. And yeah, don't know if anybody else has ever done something, or am I pioneering this new device on a yacht? Anyway, I don't know if you can see it, but there is an island up there. Don't think it's Heron, but it's the one before Heron, I think. But I don't know. I've still got about 3 hours of sailing to get there. Doing a leisurely pace of 4.5 knots. And there's the mainland. Just see the mountains just vaguely. And there's our destination. Well, there's the infamous Masthead Island. Everybody raves about that place to go fishing, you know, in cabin boats, dinghies, that sort of stuff. So it's sort of more at the northern end of this archipelago, but really Lady Elliot is way down there, and that's the first island of the Great Barrier Reef. So this is probably, I don't know, maybe the 10th, maybe the 20th, who knows. But we're on our way down there, and we want to get down. We want to get down there hopefully at about 4 o'clock. I've dropped the sails because we were just sort of going too slow, and I was a bit worried about getting in there with plenty of daylight. I want to get in there, not on dusk, but daylight where I can see the bottom, look for bommies, all that sort of stuff. So Masthead Island, that's a big one to tick on the bucket list that you've been to. Well, that I've gone past. At least I've seen glimpses of it. Anyway, we will be hopefully getting in at about 4 o'clock. Alright, over there you can see Masthead Island, and over there I named that island Mini Masthead Island. It's just like Masthead Island, but it's mini me. Alright, there's Heron Island. I don't see any boat harbour, as Navionics said, but let's hope there's a mooring buoy somewhere nearby. Anyway, it's getting late in the day, and I better get onto something in here, otherwise I'll be in a spot of bother. Fitzroy Reef is my next stop. That's probably 20 nautical miles away, so way too far to go tonight, but I reckon there's a few buoys there. One of them's got to have my name on it. Hey, the little harbour is very small. I don't think there's enough water to get me in. Shipwrecks everywhere too, and looks as though there might be a boat up on that reef that's in a spot of bother as well, waiting for the tide to come in. Anyway, it looks like a beautiful spot though. I'll be keen to have a look, although might need pretty damn good rowing arms to beat this tide. It's pretty strong. Don't know if you can see it, but there's a shark in the shallows. Its front fin up and its tail fin breaking the water as well. It's probably a little reefy, but how cool is that? Probably in like knee-deep water. And I thought I'd show off this. So we've got a huge, there's the marine buoy tied onto, but the wind's going against the current, so the boat is swinging around like you wouldn't believe. And I've got the rudder up because it knocks around at night, you know, bumps and keeps me awake. So we'll swing around like this. Thankfully we're not bumping into the marine buoy, and it is a Marine Parks public one, so I'm allowed to use it free of course, which is great because I think it's the only one here. Bit of a worry about these people on that boat over there. I'll see if they need to camp on my boat with me tonight, because there won't be enough water to get them off for another hour at least, and by then it'll be pretty dark. Beautiful island. Hopefully the wind drops off and it's possible for me to row to shore tomorrow, but if it's not possible for me to row to shore, then I won't be going ashore. Gee, I hope I can. Not sure if you can see the sharks just swimming in the real shallow waters, knee-deep water. Their fins pop out. It's pretty cool, pretty bloody awesome looking island. Hopefully I can paddle ashore tomorrow, but if the current's up and the wind's up, you know, you can't paddle that little rubber boat very fast. But check out the marine buoy, nice close shot. The wind's going against the current, so the wind's pushing me onto it and the current's pushing me away from it, and what it means is the boat just swirls, does these zigzag shapes, and it'll keep doing that until the tide turns, which won't be for another like 5 hours, 4 hours, or the wind dies. And it's currently westerly, and about 8 or 9 o'clock it's supposed to come in as southerly from over there. So if that happens, the tide's still running this way, I'll be very comfortable and get as much sleep in as I can, because I got bugger all last night, and I think when the tide turns later and goes again, you know, when the wind is against the tide again, I reckon I might have a bumpy, lumpy night again tonight. So when it smooths out, straight to sleep. I've got some sausages, so quickly have a feed of those and wait for this, wait for the knocking. I'll watch the sunset and then I'll see what happens. So I needed a sea anchor to stop myself from swinging around and hitting the mooring buoy. And the funny thing is, I've got one at home. I didn't bother bringing it, thinking I'm not going to use it on a yacht, but I do. So I've got 2 like freezer bags, like you know, the Coles, you know, buy your groceries, put the Coles stuff in, take it home sort of stuff. I got 2 of them tied out the back, and it seems to be pulling me back just enough to so I don't hit the marine buoy. If I hit it again though, I'll have to put a longer rope out the front. But I think it's working a treat actually. Just enough pressure to stop the boat from sailing forward and hitting the marine buoy. Let's have a look at that buoy and see what it's doing. I'll just swing around and come around in a moment. And, oh yeah, it's good. The swing's not nearly as bad. There's the buoy. And we go almost side on. Jerking around. It seems to be not going too close as well. Happy days.